Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a love reading today, taking a look at what is going on now with the person you were dealing with. Remember, though, it is a general reading, so it won't be for everyone, unfortunately. Take what resonates and leave the rest. However, if you are interested in personal readings, I have a half-price sale on at the moment until the end of October. Apologies about my voice as well, because it seems to be going a bit. Just going to dive straight into the reading though. The overall energy and focus here is the 10 of Cups and the King of Swords. Some of you potentially could have a platonic connection that is transforming here into the 10 of Cups. There is more an energy here where maybe someone is being a bit emotionally kind of detached or disconnected. The King of Swords is Aquarius energy. So with that, in the 11th house of astrology, we have hopes, dreams, ambitions. So some type of wish or something that we wanted for a relationship or a connection is actually happening and transforming. Man, my voice sounds rough today. Let's see what the blocks and challenges are. We've got the 10 of Wands, so there's definitely been some either emotional burdens or emotional restrictions, possibly a more difficult cycle here as well. We've got 2 of the number 10, which is the end of a cycle. So it's coming out of that energy of the 10 of Wands, actually into the 10 of Cups. With that King of Swords as well is Aquarius energy with a minor resonance in Capricorn. So there is a kind of focus here on commitment or the long term and getting fulfillment, whether that be emotional or wish fulfillment out of this connection. And because the main focus here is the King of Swords as well, this may be coming about because of a conversation. So there could be some illumination around why someone has been emotionally restricted or burdened. So potentially a conversation that may not be super emotional, but we've got judgment there as well. May not be super emotional, but that is very clarifying. The judgment energy here, there's something much deeper in the past that has been holding someone back. The energy of judgment is Scorpio. It is also, for me as a reader, the planet Pluto. So sometimes having to do with personal power or change and transformation. And again, we've got the number 20 in judgment, double 10. So I think this is definitely someone that we spent considerable time with. I don't think this is like a newer connection. We know this person for a longer time. And with the combination of these two, it seems that there is a longer, more difficult cycle that is actually coming to an end and moving into the energy of the 10 of Cups, which is what we want to see. Harmony, prosperity, could actually be some pretty bigger discussions as well with the King of Swords around the future of the connection and what it is that we actually want in the long run, even potentially in regards to things like children, marriage, moving in. Although I think it's more centered around hopes, dreams, goals, ambitions of what we want for the future, including this other person. There's definitely been a very restrictive energy there when it comes to communication, though, and something from the past that has been hard to release, that has been holding someone back. Let's see what their intentions are. For some, like I said, this could be based around a potential platonic connection or something in the work because of that Capricorn aspect of the King of Swords. So someone could have been holding back or detached because of that. And the kind of potential energy of, if I say something or take an action, could that have potentially negative consequences? The intentions, though, here are the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles energy. Taurus with a minor resonance in Aries, your energy. And there's a much more light-hearted energy that is coming through with the Page of Wands, focused on a kind of new beginning and something they're excited about creating or building with yourself. And with that King of Pentacles energy, the Taurus aspect of it, there is a specific new start or action, a much more forthright and direct energy that this person has because of that Aries aspect of the King of Pentacles. So it seems there's like an emotional unburdening or a conversation here around what has been holding this person back in regards to something with the past. Could be a little bit of an energy there of something for some of you that is easy to forgive, but has been hard to forget. So it has been restraining or restricting something in the long term. But that more detached energy is moving into the Page of Wands, and then that King of Pentacles aspect having to be do with love in regards to Venus energy. One half of Venus, the other half being Libra energy. Their actions are the Eight of Cups. This is based around that judgment energy and the restriction that is being released and walked away from. There is potential for some of you with this Ten of Cups energy that may be based around a connection, but I don't think it's someone that they're with and they're leaving, but someone could have still been holding back or restricted because of not being fully over judgment energy, another past connection, but they're excited about a start or beginning with you. And that kind of falls under more that aspect to do with the Ten of Wands, where it's to do with emotional burdens or emotional baggage. So there's kind of a cleansing energy there with judgment and what they're leaving behind, the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So I think there's a much kind of more straightforward, again, not super emotional, but very important conversation with judgment energy regarding some kind of past attachment or emotional baggage that this person has had difficulty with moving past. They're seeing a future particularly centered around goals, dreams, and ambitions and what they want to create that is leading into a new kind of start with yourself. So there's a more longer, difficult cycle based on those restrictions that is being left behind. And then we have the King of Cups, Scorpio energy again. So it seems that there has been a considerable emotional connection that has been built with yourself. But also here with the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups, that Scorpio energy is them kind of confessing something, which is why judgment shows up in the blog, something more serious, but in a positive manner around why they've not been, I wouldn't say fully investing, although the King of Pentacles here is the intention or the energy of investing, that second house Taurus, but I would say more around why they've been emotionally detached or disconnected, emotionally restricted. And with that King of Cups into the Eight of Cups, there's some type of emotional baggage that they're unburdening and they're sharing with you that is then allowing things to proceed into the start of a new cycle where there is actual energy being invested into building and creating something together for the long term, for the future. Where that energy then goes is the Queen of Cups. So not only do we have a perfect match, a perfect pair, but literally the Queen of Cups came out directly after the King of Cups, Scorpio energy. That the Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. There's something there with I'll get into that in a second. There's something there with the King of Cups having to do with Scorpio and the 8th house and transformation, judgment, but sometimes as well that is the energy with Scorpio of things that are hidden and then brought to the surface here with the King of Swords, that then provides more clarity to yourself. What I was going to say with the Queen of Cups Cancerian energy is the fourth house in astrology, home and family, which ties into this 10 of Cups. So it does seem this person, I don't think they're like necessarily saying let's move in together right now, or hey, let's get married, let's have kids. But there is discussion or energy being directed to those possibilities for the future, and a real sort of bringing together on an emotional level between the two of you, and something starting to be created, the Eight of Pentacles. So they're putting a lot more energy and focus into the connection, which leads into the Two of Wands, which is Mars in Aries energy, you guys. So then there is some type of decision or action that is consciously being focused on around this 10 of Cups, and what it is that the two of you are moving into for or building for the future. So the two prominent things here is an energy of someone who has been a bit disconnected or detached. Actually, there's kind of three. The unburdening of that, which then kind of provides a clarity to yourself around why this person has maybe not been fully in, or why they've been a little bit kind of holding back from this to a degree, which then leads into the start or the end of that cycle, leads into the start of something new, something as well with the Page of Wands that is more exciting, full of possibilities, and discussions around also what it is that they want for the future. Now that they feel there's something here they're over, that may have for some seems based on emotional baggage, based on a past connection. For some could have to do with addiction and them being further along in recovery or something like that, which then leads into the energy finally of that Two of Wands and the Queen of Cups, of actually being very not just focused on what the two of you are creating, but putting a lot of energy, physical action and attention towards it. And then there is finally, after that kind of energy of that communication, something much deeper on an emotional level that is finally able to be expressed between the two of you, but also interconnected between the two of you because of this 10 of Wands and the Judgment card, those burdens and restrictions that sometimes someone places on themselves that maybe even may just have to do with enough time passing, they kind of over, so that can be released, leading into that new start with the Page of Wands. Anyway, guys, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, though, it is a general reading, so it won't be for everyone, unfortunately. Take what resonates, leave the rest. However, if you would like some specific information and answers to your own individual situations, you can check out the sale on personal readings until the end of October. Cheers.